very warm welcome to the channel. It is Sunday the 2nd of April 2023. My name is James and this is the James N. Cooper Show. What's happening in China? Real reports on China. Well, let's go into the police. Now, I did do a report a couple of days about the good cops and the bad cops. These ones I'm going to show you in a moment or two are the bad cops. Here is a foreigner just playing a musical instrument in a park. He's asking for money. He's like busking, for example. I'm not too sure about the licenses, but the police demand him to take away the QR code related to payment for this. In China, they just don't use cash anymore. They just use this, and people would scan and then he could get a 10 RMB tip, like $1.50, for example. But the police said, no, 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 you cannot do this. Quite often you would see everything marvelous about China. One of them they really like to boast about is the train system. Now, it is pretty good and now it is domestic, but there is a debt of 900 billion American dollars, which is 5% of the Chinese debt. This is not advertised in China, but to make sure these trains run, they need a lot of energy. Electricity comes from coal. And again, China is the largest country in the world for pollution related to fossil fuels. Combined with all the countries in the world, it is the worst. Now, granted, there are 1.4 billion people, but they always hide behind saying, oh, look at the green energy. And very rarely they would show any of the coal plants, and even that they're putting in new coal power plants in the future. Take a look at this short video from TikTok or Douyin. Something new in my channel, which I just started 3 or 4 days ago, is a daily trivia quiz. You can find this if you're on your computer or your mobile phone and possibly an iPad, but not on TV, on Apple TV. It's difficult to find. So you need to go to the community tab on my homepage and then click on that community, and then you can see this quiz. This was yesterday. In what year was the Three Gorges Dam envisioned? And the most popular answer was 1932. Unfortunately, only 21% of the people got it right, and the answer is 1919 by the leader of the Republic of China at that moment in time. 1919, it was first envisioned. All the other dates are related to some things else related to the Three Gorges Dam. There is another quiz up now if you want to go and check it out on the community page, but do it after this show. Now, what do some women think about Russia, the country of Taiwan, and China, the People's Republic? Here's a small snippet that I found. I think you'll find this quite interesting.
This is about a war for freedom. Don't think for a second those images of Putin and Xi standing there holding hands, that they didn't want the entire world to see this. And they just caught Xi saying on a hot mic that we are changing things for the first time in 100 years, and we're doing it together. They are in this. That is the new axis of evil. Iran is their junior partner. And when we look at this, it's a war we have to win. Because if Ukraine wins, it sends a message to China and Taiwan. It sends a message to Iran that's trying to build a bomb. It sends a message to North Korea. If we lose, you can bet that Russia's going to go into Poland and the Baltics, and then we're looking at a world war. And that doesn't mean you put money on the ground. I don't believe in giving money to Ukraine. I don't believe in putting troops on the ground. I'm the wife of a combat veteran. What I do think is we work with our allies and we give them the ammunition and the equipment that they need to win and finish the job.
I think a lot of people agree with you on that.
Yesterday, I did show you this gentleman, George Callaway. He is a former British politician, now works for RT, which is Russia Today, but I think he's working somewhere else. Russia Today, near enough because of the Ukraine situation, has been blocked and barred in many different countries, but you can still get snippets if you search for it deep enough. This is a guy who basically is one of the propaganda machines for Russia and China and anything which is authoritarian. He loves it and he thinks it's the best way. Here he is trying to manipulate you into a different way of thinking, saying democracy is this, but it's not that. Democracy only has one meaning if you go to the Oxford Dictionary. So I don't really like this guy, but I just wanted to show you the propaganda and how the East, not the East, like China and Russia, try to manipulate you into a different way of thinking. Here's George.
The reality is, in China, you might not be able to change the party, but you can definitely change the policy. I'm here now in Beijing for the first time in 25 years. Trust me, the policy is unrecognizable today from 25 years ago. It's even more unrecognizable from what it was when I first entered Parliament, or entered politics rather, 50 years ago. Politics is a mass participation business in China. There is a constant ferment of ideas and argument, and decisions are made that really change things. So, if democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people, who can say, really, in Western countries, that they have genuinely a democracy? They have the form, but the democracy is devoid of content.
Please do take him with a pinch of salt. This is all written down. This is written by spin doctors, etc. And all he is a puppet just to do the speaking, like a lot of the CCP shills. I think this is what you'd call trolling, but regardless of that, let's move on to something a bit happier. And I know I do all the doom and gloom of China, etc., but I would like to show you the brighter side of it. It's not as bad as everyone thinks. And there is one gentleman on Twitter who posted a compilation of what he did in China, and it's just something different compared to what we normally see about Putin, Xi, Iraq, and everything against America, etc., brings us to a close on Sunday, the 2nd of April 2023. Please take the time and please do consider to like, subscribe and share this video on your social media. If anyone's got to the end and you can afford a couple of pennies, please, if you like to, support this channel financially. If you want to, that's entirely up to you. A lot of the proceeds just go to the cat food and for my two lovely cats, which are both sleeping at the moment. One is just down here on the windowsill. Have a epic Sunday and no, I'll leave that for tomorrow. Have an epic Sunday and I will see you later. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.